Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back to watch another episode of The Mandalorian. This is season 3, episode 6, I believe. I don't know what it's called. Last episode was a really good one. Last episode we had the live action appearance of Zeb from Rebels. That was very, very exciting. Just they're laying the seeds for the Ahsoka series to bring all the Rebels crew back together, and it's very exciting. We also had the Mandalorians drop into Navarro to save that planet from some pirates. They were granted some land there, but then Bo-Katan was kind of anointed as the chosen individual to unite Mandalore and take back their planet. And that's very exciting. So I wonder what's going to happen next. But then the episode ended with I always forget his name, the pilot. He's in Kim's Convenience. He's gonna be he's gonna be Iroh in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Don't remember his name. He's a Republic pilot. He was doing some investigating and found the shuttle that was carrying Moff Gideon, and it's been wrecked. Everyone's dead, and they found Beskar steel embedded in the hull, which means Mandalorians possibly could have taken him. But if we remember, Gideon had a bunch of Beskar steel to just like give away as payment anyway. So that was like the whole thing from season 1 that got Mando and Grogu together in the first place, is he paid him a bunch of Beskar steel. So he could have just had some that he used to frame the Mandalorians. Who knows? Either way, I'm excited to jump into this next episode. I believe this one is directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, which is interesting. She always makes very good episodes, in my opinion. She did some solid episodes of Mando. She did I believe she directed the episode of Book of Boba Fett that had the Mandalorian come back. That was exciting. So I'm always going to be looking forward to her directing stuff. So I'm very excited to jump into this episode. As always, before we jump into it, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me, helps my channel grow. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description down below. Your support over there would mean the world. But otherwise, let's check out the latest episode of The Mandalorian. This is a fish ship. I forgot the race. Eat that fish. It's food for you. Called it. What an interesting captain's seat. That's so weird.
We were not aware of the majestic Imperial presence in this sector, and we will gladly hire your protection.
Okay. Oh, Mandos.
We are not Imperial either. We are Mandalorian. You're too late to hire us.
They've already been hired?
You see, we were already hired by a certain Mon Calamari viceroy who has reason to believe you absconded with her son.
No, I won't.
Interesting. Cross-species relationship.
No, I love you.
Please go,
I wonder who voiced these two.
and I will always love you.
Ew. Two fish falling in love. Them's the breaks, kid. They should add an S onto the end of this show's title. The Mandalorians. Because we're not just following one of them. Ooh.
There they are.
Is this a different planet? I thought this was going to be a shot in the past. Must be a different, not straight up Mandalore.
Could come in real handy taking back Mandalore.
That's
Ash
true.
Wolves is their leader now. It's going to take some convincing to get them to join us.
Money.
Welcome to Plaisir 15.
Plaisir
the outer
15.
Only remaining direct democracy. You've been assigned a docking slip. Engaging automated guidance.
All right then.
What happened?
They've taken control of the ship.
How do they just do that?
Din Djarin and Bo-Katan Kryze. Your presence has been requested by the leadership of the planetary democracies. Do not attempt to leave the vehicle. This is not a request.
You're being taken hostage, forcibly detained until you agree to something. Who the heck?
Join us!
Is that Jack Black? No way.
Come!
Yeah!
Yes.
Is that Lizzo?
Mandalorian.
What the heck is going on here?
Take a little sip. Come, please.
Jack Black and Lizzo.
Honey. Do you love me?
What a weird combo.
You were Imperial?
He was. Plaisir suffered greatly under Imperial rule. My husband came here as part of his rehabilitation.
Is that guy in the back wearing stormtrooper armor?
Could I perhaps hold the baby, please?
No.
He doesn't take kindly to strangers.
I guess he does today.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest thing. I was not expecting this at all.
You really must see the view.
What? It's so confusing.
We have a problem.
Yes.
A droid problem.
What kind of droid problem?
Malfunction.
A coordinated malfunction. They were.
Okay.
I personally oversaw the program.
Program.
Traffic accidents, heavy equipment failures leading to injury.
Now outright revolt?
You want us to eliminate the droid problem?
Technically.
Exactly. I knew you would help us.
Hold on there, Your Majesty. We
I
didn't
just
agree
can't
on
get
that.
over the fact that this is Lizzo.
What I intended to convey is that I would hope that this excursion would be viewed as an act of diplomacy between our two planets.
Why not?
What do you think?
Kill some
You
droids?
had me at battle droids.
He's like, hell yeah. I want to shoot some droids.
Programmed to serve the community.
Okay. Doc Brown. How's it going, sir?
This is just a small collection of malfunctions that our security cameras caught.
Jesus.
The citizens voted against any interruption in droid services. They can't live without it.
And why is that?
The citizens are no longer required to work.
Oh.
Recreation, the arts, and
Gotcha.
participating in our direct democracy.
Nobody wants to work anymore.
Our citizens wouldn't know how to survive.
It's like Wall-E. They're gonna get fat.
Speak to the Ugnaughts.
We love Ugnaughts.
Ugnaughts.
We love Ugnaughts. Hey, boys.
I am Bo-Katan Kryze. Which one of you is in charge?
They're not interested.
I am Mandalorian Din Djarin, friend of Ugnaught Queel. You will answer our questions and help us with our task. I have spoken.
I have spoken.
There is not much of which we are not aware. These halls are
Maybe
the
they're not
central
malfunctioning.
system of the city.
It was intended.
I assure you, the droids are not malfunctioning.
We know that Ugnaughts are considered the hardest working species in the galaxy.
Okay, rad. He's better at communicating than she is. She just wants to get straight to the point, but she's not very good as a diplomat.
Thank you. We are in your debt. I have spoken.
I have spoken. It's like a straight up Clone Wars episode.
I haven't seen battle droids since the Clone Wars.
Like I said, Clone Wars episode.
Halt! This is a restricted area. You are to vacate immediately.
Oh, I miss those voices.
Their base function was warfare.
I thought they were just checked out.
They were. What are you doing?
Oh, wait, don't kick the droid.
Excuse me, sir.
Don't be mean to the droid, Mando. Oh, goddamn, son. Shot the wrong one.
Recertified, huh?
Don't be mean to droids. This guy's hauling ass. Jesus. How does he know the layout of this city? Alright.
The crime scene. Thank you for standing back.
So what's going on with these droids, eh?
I found a spark pad.
So it was intentional.
The resistor.
Sounds like a droid bar.
This drinking oil. Hey guys.
That spark pad was found on a rogue battle droid.
We give out lots of spark pads.
If you don't start answering questions, I'll yank your memory circuit and dissect it back at the lab.
Okay. A little unnecessary.
Nobody leaves.
That one's, yeah, he's the bluey's trying to get out of here.
We are worried that if these horrible incidents continue, we will be
decommissioned.
You'll be what?
There are concerns among my customers that we will be replaced.
By what?
Humans.
Ooh. It's
Here
all just
droids are
oil.
Nepenthe.
Nepenthe.
What's Nepenthe?
It is a viscous lubricant that protects against mechanical wear while delivering program-refreshing subparticles.
So bad commands are being sent
It seems
in the mainframe?
malfunctioning droids all imbibed from the same batch of Nepenthe.
That's something worth investigating.
The particles are definitely present.
What are the chances that they're still active?
6%. Oh! Jesus. God damn, son.
They're still active.
Yup. Looks like it.
They were requisitioned by the security office.
Is that unusual?
It's illegal. There's no record of this transaction on the government registry.
Okay. Was it Lizzo?
Our head of security,
Oh, Doc Brown.
Commissioner Hellgate.
We know about the Nepenthe and the nanodroids.
They didn't malfunction. You programmed them to disrupt an attack.
Everyone freeze!
Why?
Don't make me do it.
Why are you doing it?
You're a separatist.
Separatist is a pejorative term.
Interesting.
Support democracy. Count Dooku was a visionary. He was cut short in his time by the Jedi and forces.
Well, easy peasy.
Politics.
She's a fan of the Jedi. What is this weird This is a weird thing. Lizzo and Jack Black playing just... Oh. Baby Yoda, don't help her cheat.
Despicable. If that isn't the Quactor calling the stifling slimy.
I can't get over that Lizzo is in this episode.
I also give to you both our highest honor, the key to Plaisir.
Gang gang. It's a straight up key. Bitchin'.
You will always be welcome in our domed paradise.
Milady.
Milady. Come, Grogu.
I grant knighthood.
Knighthood? What?
You are now a knight of the Ancient Order of Independent Regencies.
What the heck?
Go in peace, brave travelers.
Because he helped her cheat?
Meet again.
Have you come back to join the mercenaries?
I've come to reclaim my fleet.
I'm now in command and grown quite fond of it.
What's the plan?
Then I challenge you. One warrior to another.
All right.
Do you accept my challenge?
Bo-Katan is like the best Mando that exists, so she's gonna absolutely body this man. Just drop kicks him immediately. Ow. He does not. Okay, just crashing into everything. You are beaten, good sir.
You will never be the true leader of our people. You won't even take the Darksaber from me.
You could do like a mock battle, you know, that's just intense enough for people to believe.
But according to our ways, the ruler of Mandalore must possess the Darksaber.
Then she shall have it. This belongs to you.
It has to be one, though. Harry Potter rules.
While exploring Mandalore, I was captured, and this blade was taken from me. Bo-Katan rescued me and slayed my captor.
Transitive property, baby.
He defeated the enemy that defeated me. Would this blade then not belong to her?
Yes, technicalities, baby. And she's way better at wielding it.
It would.
You're goddamn right. Wow, that one kid's like a male model. Just the hottest Mandalorian I've ever seen. Let's go. Let's go. Ignite it. Yes. She is the one true Mandalorian. Jack Black. Yep, we knew that. Lizzo. So stupid. Okay, the issue of the Darksaber has been solved. It is now rightful property of Bo-Katan Kryze, and that is, you know, A-okay with me. I called this in, what was it, episode 2, when Mando explores Mandalore, when after he gets taken, and I was like, I was contemplating. I was like, could this be Harry Potter rules? You know, because like technically, the little robot guy, you know, took it from him, claimed it, like beat him and claimed the Darksaber. He didn't have like a ceremonial, like, I know the rightful ruler of this blade, right? Like there was no need for ceremony. It was just taken from him, and then she, in a fight against that guy, claimed it and killed him. And so it's like, via the transitive property, it is hers. You know, she is Harry Potter in this instance. Mando is Dumbledore. The giant robot spider thing was Draco Malfoy. Like it all works out. And so now Bo-Katan like truly can be the ruler of Mandalore, and she can make whatever decrees she wants. She could get rid of this whole dumb helmet rule that the cult has. You know, she can do whatever she wants now. She is the true Mandalorian, and I'm hyped for it. All in all, this was a very interesting episode. Definitely not my favorite of the season. I enjoyed it still. It was still a fun episode, but a couple cameos definitely did take me out of the experience, so to speak. And those were Jack Black and Lizzo. Right, okay, so let's start at the beginning, where the mercenaries do a job and secure some Korean prince or whatever, and then, you know, just to reintroduce us to these guys, that they're here, they have an Imperial ship, they're like, they have a whole fleet and stuff, they're doing their thing. Right, we get like that introduction, and then we have Bo-Katan and Din Djarin here to talk to them, try and at least like reason with them, or fully like what she did at the end, be like, I'm here to reclaim my fleet, right? Like she worked hard for this fleet. She's built it up, and these guys are punks just because she didn't have the Darksaber. They decided they didn't want to be part of her group anymore, and they show up, but then they're like sidetracked. That was kind of what most of this episode was, is a little bit of a side quest on the way to complete the main quest. Like it was a little roundabout. Instead of just going straight through on the road, they had to take a little turn and go around it. And it was just very interesting, right? Like they had to solve this random ass problem of droid malfunctions, and I don't know why that was necessary. I mean, it was just kind of, it just kind of happened. It was very much like a Clone Wars episode in the middle of the season, right? Like this is exactly the type of thing that would happen in a Clone Wars episode in Dave Filoni Star Wars. This is the quintessential Dave Filoni episode, where, you know, they just go to a random planet and deal with something that absolutely doesn't matter, in order to actually get to the thing that they want to deal with. And it was very interesting, because they meet these rich people, and immediately you're like, that's Jack Black. Jack Black is great. I love Jack Black. I love him to death, but he's definitely one of those actors that is so iconic and so himself, that as soon as he appears in something, I can't see him as a character. I can't see him as whatever his character's name was, right? I see him as Jack Black. And so just him being in the episode took me out of it a little bit. And then Lizzo, surprisingly an okay actor. You know, most celebrities, whether they be musicians or models or whatever, when they're in stuff, most of the time they're not very good. She was decent. She was all right. Like her acting didn't take me out of it. Just the fact that she was Lizzo, like international superstar Lizzo, appearing in this episode, I was just like, okay, like who did she contact? Is she friends with Bryce Dallas Howard or something? like how did this episode become just like Cameo City? Because they have a thing. They're like, oh, we don't want to work. we don't want to go back to working. You know, these droids do everything for us. We're just like lazy, pompous people that we just want to spend our time doing recreational things. You know, just, how did this come about? And then we meet the security officer, and it's friggin' Doc Brown, Christopher Lloyd. Like, surprisingly, the one cameo where he's immediately recognizable, but he's also one that can, like, actually play the role, because he's been in other stuff that I've seen recently. He was the grandpa in Nobody, the movie, which was a very interesting movie. Obviously Doc Brown from Back to the Future, but he's there. And then most of the episode is just this Clone Wars-esque True Detective, detective story with Din Djarin and Bo-Katan, where they're just finding out what's going on with these droids. It's just like, it was good, but it wasn't like, it didn't feel important. It very much felt like a sidetrack, like added on story to create a little speed bump for what they needed to get to. And it is what it is. You know, the plot moved forward. We can be glad about that. I think the whole detective story was unnecessary, and in the grand scheme of things, I probably would have preferred it not to have been part of this, but I enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was fun and weird, and I had a good time watching it. But in terms of it being part of The Mandalorian Season 3, at this point in the story, I don't know if it was completely necessary. Who knows? But yeah, the end of the episode was pretty solid. You know, they meet up with the rest of the Mandalorians. Bo-Katan is like, I'm reclaiming my army, my throne, essentially. And they're like, no, like, I'm in charge. You refuse to even take back the Darksaber from this man. Not just like you haven't done it yet, but like you refuse. Like, she refuses to challenge Mando for the Darksaber, and she has a good reason. She's like, enough Mandalorian blood has been spilled by each other. Like, I'm not gonna try and kill this man just to take this. Granted, I don't know if she needed to. She could have totally been like, they could have staged a mock duel, you know, a friendly duel, one that maybe looks intense, was just intense enough maybe to be believable, but, you know, where she could beat him in a fight, and then take it and be like, hey, I win, this is mine now. Like, they totally could have done that. But instead, they go Harry Potter rules, where technically he was disarmed by the robot crab thing, and then she killed the crab thing and got the Darksaber, therefore it's hers. Like, the main obstacle in the way of Bo-Katan being the rightful true leader of Mandalore has now been solved, and that is A-okay, gang in my book. We're happy about that. So now that Bo-Katan has, like, reclaimed this fleet, like, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna like fuss about next episode being like, oh, more politics, like, let's get people on our side. Like, I think she's at the point where she's like, I've rightfully reclaimed all of you now. You're my soldiers. All these people, Mando, the remaining clan people, I believe they're gonna go to Mandalore and do something, you know, maybe they'll be trying, complication. Maybe they'll be on their way to Mandalore, and then the New Republic will show up and be like, hey, what the piss did you do with Moff Gideon? Or maybe the Imperial people that they fought a couple episodes ago on Bo-Katan's home planet, that are kind of near Mandalore. Maybe Moff Gideon's still there, and those are his people. And so when they go back to reclaim Mandalore, they have to fight those guys again. Very curious, very, very curious. I'm still waiting for Boba Fett to appear in this season, because there's, I guess, been leaks that he's gonna appear at some point. They've seen him filming, so who knows at what point he'll arrive. Maybe he'll show up on Mandalore, like, sitting on the throne, and be like, I have abandoned Tatooine. I'm no longer a crime lord. I now rule this planet. That would be crazy. Yeah. How many episodes are left? 2? 7 and 8? Episodes 7 and 8? this episode or this season has been interesting. It's kind of been all over the place. I feel like this season hasn't had a very direct vision. I don't know. It's still really good. I enjoy it. It's just hasn't seemed very important. That's kind of the nature of these stories now. You know, if we're going to stick around in these time periods where we know what major events happen, right? Well, I guess this is not post prequels, you know. In the time period of like between prequels and original trilogy, there's just so much that we already know happened that you can't really do any like huge major storylines. This is post original trilogy, in between sequels, so I feel like there's still plenty of room to do big storylines, but you can't do stuff that's like too crazy big, because it would like disrupt the plan for connecting to the sequels. I don't know. I feel like this season as a whole hasn't, at least up to this point, hasn't felt super important. Maybe that's the nature of like the COVID filming sequence, like, you know, crafting and filming all these things during the pandemic might have led to that. I don't know. But the vision of this season hasn't felt very like focused. Like it's felt like a lot of it has been closing plot holes, and closing loopholes that so then we can progress the story after that, if that makes sense. It's entirely possible that maybe some of it had to do with, you know, Pedro Pascal being busy with The Last of Us. I don't know. Who knows? But I think going forward, hopefully we have a lot more, you know, a lot more driven vision, a lot more focused vision on what we want this to be, going into the final 2 episodes, and then, you know, next season and the season beyond, and however long they want to do this. I don't know. We should be getting a lot of info in the next couple weeks about things that are going to be coming, because Star Wars Celebration is within a week or 2 from now. So I mean, maybe this is like a case of it's like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1, where they're kind of just like pitter-pattering, taking their time until something major is announced or something big happens, and then they can really go full bore. I don't know. You know, maybe this season has been them kind of taking their time, meandering a little bit, doing things, closing plot holes, and then Star Wars Celebration is going to happen. Things are going to get announced or whatever, and then we can drive hard going forward. I don't know. All in all, I think at this point, Mando Season 3 has been a step down from Season 2. Still very much enjoyable, still love it a lot, but like I still enjoy the stuff I'm watching. But it's not as good as Season 2. And that's a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. Yeah, all in all, I think that's all I gotta say. Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me, helps my channel grow. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That would mean the absolute world. But other than that, that's all I gotta say. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.